you very much, Claire, indeed. And from that experience of national government to local government and civil side, we have some councillors here tonight from Tower Hamlets, and very pleased to have Ehtasham Haque here, the councillor for Blackwall and Cubitt Town. And Ehtasham, if you'd like to come up and speak.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I hope to, I don't know how to feel calling myself a councillor from Tower Hamlets. I should be put on trial given what has happened recently. But I'll try and give you a sort of fresh perspective from my own experience and to get to the bottom of the environment that has been created. I'm supposed to be afraid speaking in this platform as a Muslim Labour Party politician. I'm supposed to fear repercussions if I show solidarity with Palestinians as a Muslim Labour Party politician. This is at the core of our national debate, conflating anti-Semitism and our right to stand by Palestinians. And I, along with many comrades from ethnic background, are at the receiving end of negative publicity by the mainstream media, which is capitalized by comrades within and outside the party who are uncomfortable with our presence. Our confidence at times are shaken because of the environment that has been created. Before I come to our discussion on Tower Hamlets and our recent events that is worrying us all, I want to share with you my personal experience as a politician from ethnic minority background and as a Muslim, which many of you will find relevant in understanding the environment of fear, particularly for us. So I was brought up in Bangladesh and I used to read newspaper articles about the plights of Palestinian people, pictures of war, children and devastation. I also used to read a lot of news articles about conflicts in other parts of the world, though news of Palestine was a constant one. Now, I never registered conflict in Palestine with any religion whatsoever. I just developed an understanding that it was a political struggle and that Israel as a country treating the Palestinian citizen inhumanly and that Palestine should be free and independent. Now fast forward, I came to the UK and when I was 20, I was 20, so in Bangladesh, I barely met any white people, let alone many Jewish or Christians, which is a fact. So maximum in my 20 years life, probably I met 20 people from, who are different than me. So in London, when I came to London, I was in university in 2009 and 10, and I had a temporary job as a relief scheme manager for sheltered housing scheme for elderly citizens who were mostly in their 90s. It's called Auto Shift House in Finchley Road and Ajax House in Barnet. Now, I did my job to the best of my ability, and I never registered in my mind what was their religion. All I saw is that they're just like my grandparents, living last days of their life. They needed milk from the supermarket nearby. They waited for their children to come and visit them during holiday period. They told me stories from their young days. And as a nostalgic young relief manager, I was contrasting my young memory in Bangladesh. So through these interactions, I recognized how common we were. They treated me more like the grandson than the scheme manager. Now fast forward again, after 10 years, in 2018, I got into politics thanks to Jeremy Corbyn. And I got selected as a Labour Party candidate to become a councillor to the distaste of many local party establishments. And suddenly, during the campaign period, one day, the Daily Mail written an article labeling me as an anti-Semite without any evidence whatsoever or any comment that they could connect. I was put under tremendous pressure and I didn't know what to do. I cried, realizing what it meant when they said, I'm an anti-Semite, that I hate Jewish people. Now I paid a journey to my memory lane with tears, trying to remember any interactions I've had in the past with Jewish people. And I remembered all my grandmothers and grandfathers who lived in Auto Shift and Ajax House. That's when I registered they were Jewish for the first time in 10 years after my first interactions with them. So that politics actually exposed to me the differences rather than me being a normal human being out there. Now, many of those elderly residents of that scheme, I don't know where they are and if they're still alive, but they will be proud of their Muslim grandson, camp relief manager, who is a councillor now, serving his residents irrespective of their race, religion or creed. One of the most painful consequences in politics is to be labelled as something that you are not, and it's traumatic. I was traumatized by the Daily Mail article followed by the Times hatchet job, attempting to label me as an anti-Semite. That labelling is often exploited by comrades on the other side of the debate, and particularly attempts to silence us from speaking up for Palestinian right. Now, how many of us who want to serve this country, serve our people, criticize human rights abuse anywhere in the world are being subjected to this fear and being silenced? I don't know. But what I do know, I will not be silenced. I'm here today speaking as a fellow citizen of this borough and as a human being to express my solidarity to my brothers and sisters in Palestine. 5,000 miles away from Palestine, we're here. Let us remember what this solidarity is about. By the way, when I Google Palestine, like how far it is, I don't know why Google Maps do not recognize. You cannot retrace it. As also, I don't know if there is anything going on, even Google not recognizing Palestinian people. Yes, I mean, you know, you could literally put anything in Google Map and they'll show you what's the distance. If you can fly, cycle, walk, or whatever. But so our solidarity is about the 2 million Palestinians dead since 1936, from violence, from war, expulsion, and from occupation-derived deprivation. Our solidarity is about 7 million refugees, 4.1 million occupied Palestinians deprived of all the human rights listed by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Our solidarity is about 200,000 under 5 infants deaths since 1967. Our solidarity is about 6 million Palestinians forbidden to even live in the homeland they continuously inhabited from last 10,000 years. Our solidarity is about 900,000 Palestinian children confined without a charge or trial. Their only crime is that they are Palestinians. Pause for a second. Millions dead human beings, 7 million refugees, 900,000 confined children, gross violation of human rights on a day-to-day basis. And in 2019, we are here being subjected to tactics to silence us from speaking up. As British, we claim to be a great protector of human rights, civil liberties, and we claim to be the champion of political freedoms for all people. How we have come to this point that my council would prevent people from raising awareness of the plight of Palestinian people. As a councillor of Hamlets Council, I'm not proud that a decision was made, with whatever motives, to bar citizens from expressing solidarity with the people of Palestine. Unfortunately though, we are in power in Hamlets, we're not in the government. There's one-man government. And for many of us, the backbench is a very isolated, lonely place. However, we're proud to represent a large constituency of firm supporters of the Palestinian people and cause. We have a proud internationalist and humanitarian tradition offering sanctuary to refugees from all over the world, playing an active and principled role in the campaign to end apartheid rule in South Africa and recognizing Somaliland as a sovereign state. Hence, it pains me more to see out of all local authorities, it had to be Tower Hamlets to demonstrate that freedom of expression on Palestine in this country is now being suppressed. This dangerous silencing must stop. Councillor Gabriela Salva, Comrade Purumia, and myself, we proposed and passed a motion in Labour Group to immediately recognize the independent and sovereign state of Palestine. And we are hoping to become one of the first UK council to recognize the state of Palestine in January 2020. Because of general election, we had to push it back a bit. We'll make this recognition public on the national and international stage and communicate it directly to the representatives of the Palestinian people. Now I'll end with a quote from Nelson Mandela that we all know about, that we know too well our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. Now I want to say, we know too well our duty is incomplete as politicians in Tower Hamlets, in the East End, if we cannot safeguard our right to protest Israel or any governments denying basic human rights to our fellow brothers and sisters in humanity. Thank you.